Hetero-curious or hetero-curiosity. We don't hear that term very often, do we? Maybe there's not much written about it, or I haven't seen the term much or read much about it. But of course, bi-curious, well, we hear that term all the time, don't we? Bi-curious, heterosexual people who are a little bit or quite a bit, or maybe just a tiny bit sometimes, curious about the same sex, even though they're maybe mainly or predominantly heterosexual. But what about gay people who are curious about the same sex? I could be wrong. Um, Obviously, it's very, very hard to get statistics on these things or know about these things really. Even if you did surveys, it's not exactly not exactly an exact science. But it seems to me that there are far more straight or heterosexual people that are curious about the same sex or about homosexuality than there are gay people who have any curiosity about the opposite sex. So therefore, hetero curious or hetero curiosity. But how common is hetero curiosity amongst gay people? Amongst gay people or predominantly gay people, it seems to me, I'm repeating myself now, but it seems to me as if there's much more curiosity about the same sex. There's much more bi-curiosity amongst straight people than there is curiosity amongst gay people. And yeah, I mean, for example, I suppose I'm one of those people. I suppose I'm not as gay as some gay men in that, the idea of contact relations with a woman is not my thing. Not really bothered about it. Don't pursue that. But it's an okay idea. It might be all right. Whereas for some gay men, I suppose the very concept of for some gay people, the very concept of a sexual relationship or a sexual experience with somebody of the opposite sex is utterly unthinkable. It's even repugnant for some gay people. So I suppose I'm not as gay as some gay people. Maybe I don't know. So I often sort of just say. Sometimes people find it a bit strange, but I sort of humorously say I'm 95% gay. But yeah, I've been thinking about this hetero curiosity thing. I'm someone with virtually zero heterosexual experience. I'm 44 now. Maybe you have similar feelings. Maybe you have virtually no experience, but you've been curious about it and had maybe 5% interest or a little bit of interest, or you've been slightly open to it. So maybe you think of yourself as not as gay as some gay men or gay lesbian women. So yeah, let's talk about hetero curiosity. So this is amongst gay people who might be curious about the opposite sex. So gay men curious about a woman, or lesbian women who might be curious about men, or even if it's only 5 to 10% of them, because like with a lot of heterosexual people, or predominantly heterosexual people who are bi-curious or bisexual, often it's only like 10 or 20% of their nature, or even less. Some it's higher, 30, 40, possibly even 50%. Yeah, so there's a sliding scale, isn't there, of varying degrees. I think most people, maybe I'm wrong, but I think most people in the world are predominantly heterosexual. But yeah, feel free to challenge me if you think that's not an accurate way of looking at it. But it's very difficult to know, isn't it? Because what people say in public, what people talk about in public is often not the same as what really is going on with people. And obviously these things are very private as well for many people, of course. Let's talk about hetero curiosity. We talk a lot about bi-curiosity. We talk a lot about straight people, or predominantly straight people who are curious about homosexuality, but we don't talk about gay people who are maybe not completely gay, or maybe there's 5 to 10% of their nature which is curious. So yeah, hetero curiosity. I know I'm perhaps in that category with hetero curiosity. Are you a gay man or woman that's hetero curious? Not much is spoken about it, is there? You know, really. I find again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just haven't looked into this much. But yeah, I haven't done much preparation for this video. But I'll be delighted and intrigued to see what your thoughts and comments are on this. And do you think that curiosity or bisexuality is much more common amongst straight people than it is amongst gay people? To me, it seems there are very, very few, maybe I'm wrong, very, very few gay men anyway. I don't know so much about lesbian women, but very few gay men that are curious about women or have any interest in women. Maybe I'm wrong, but it seems to be very few to me, whereas there seem to be a lot more heterosexual or predominantly heterosexual people who are curious about the same sex. Again, challenge me if you think I'm mistaken there. I said I was going to keep this to 5 minutes. Where are we now? Oh, yeah, we're nearly 6.5 minutes. Typical of me. Probably a lot of repetition and waffling. But yeah, let's talk about hetero curiosity. And another thing, not related, just tickles me actually. I had an experience yesterday. I was in, not related, I was in near Portsmouth yesterday, and the same lady with her kids, I bumped into her about 3 times within the same hour. It was strange. And once was in a well-known high street eatery, and then I saw her in a shop, and then I saw her, I think, in the street again, or was it a second shop? So in 3 different places I saw her within the same hour. I kept bumping into her with her toddlers, and it was it was one of those experiences, where you keep running into someone and you use that great old English expression, we have to stop meeting like this. We must stop meeting like this. People will be talking. I love that expression. Yeah. And it is funny. Sometimes it is like that, where you just seem to keep running into the same person, repeatedly within a short space of time, maybe in a building or, in the same vicinity. And it becomes quite funny. And then, we use that old English expression, we have to stop meeting like this. Love it. Has that happened to you recently? It's strange, sometimes I find myself looking a bit sort of deeply into things, maybe too deeply sometimes, and I wonder, is there some sort of connection? Why am I bumping into that person so often? What's going on? Why are we synchronized in some way? But yeah, of course, sometimes it can just be curious coincidence, and often quite amusing as well. All comments and feedback welcome as always. And I shall wrap up there, because we're on 8.5 minutes. So that's long enough for my waffle for now. Thank you.